On the evening of May 11, 2011 in rural Bowie County, Texas, 34-year-old Amanda Doss lived in a farmhouse with her two young children, 11-year-old Guinevere and 8-year-old Texas Johnson. They were a tight-knit family, active in church and school, with Amanda employed locally and her children involved in scouting and youth groups. But that night, something terrible shattered their routine. A fire broke out in their home. Grandmother Wanda Prewett, a first responder, received a chilling call from Guinevere, who managed to say, "Mommy," before silence fell. When family arrived, they watched the farmhouse burn, helpless as flames consumed the place they once called home. Wanda rushed to the front door and found Guinevere among the flames. Unable to save her, she carried the injured child to safety, still alive but fatally burned. Inside, Amanda and Texas lay dead, their bodies so badly burned that it wasn't possible to tell what had happened at first. But as investigators sifted through the wreckage, they uncovered a chilling truth. Amanda had been stabbed to death before the fire, and Texas had suffered fatal injuries, clearly victims of murder, not accident. For months, the crime remained unsolved. The community mourned and prayer vigils were held, while a growing reward went unopened. Then one night in August, police received a life-changing phone call. A teenage girl, hysterical, confessed. 13-year-old Rachel Pittman, herself an acquaintance of the Doss family, walked into Bowie County Sheriff James Prince I.S. office and sobbed, "I killed Amanda," offering chilling details that only someone present could know. Rachel, who was 16 at the time, said she hid behind the back door with a kitchen blade taped to her waistband. She claimed she'd come that night at the urging of an adult friend she believed was exerting pressure on her. Rachel said she knocked, was invited in having babysat for the family before, and then stabbed Amanda in the neck. Both children tried to help, and she attacked them too before dousing the home in gasoline and setting it ablaze. She walked away into the night and later burned her clothes and the knife, carefully concealing evidence. A crime scene investigation recovered traces of blood and burned fabric from her home, corroborating her detail-laden confession. Rachel was charged with capital murder for Amanda and Guinevere's deaths and first-degree murder for Texas. She initially claimed she'd been manipulated into it by an older friend, but mental health evaluations also showed signs of psychosis. In January 2012, she pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder. Her case was moved to adult court, where she could face life in prison due to her actions. Through a plea deal, prosecutors dropped capital murder charges in exchange for guilty pleas. The judge sealed court records, but sentencing guidelines indicate she would serve at least 30 years before parole eligibility. Rachel Pittman is currently incarcerated, having pleaded guilty in adult court. She received life sentences for the murders, with parole eligibility projected no earlier than 2042, after about 30 years. This crime was not random. It was a betrayal by someone they knew and trusted, a young girl acting alone or under influence, who invited horror into a loving home and ended 3 lives in a single act. The case sparked sermons on the dangers of influence and the importance of community vigilance, particularly when it comes to children. Evil can mask itself in familiar faces, and vigilance, love, and community are the strongest shields we have.